Jeff Stanek here with Figure It Out Baseball. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. I want to talk to you today a little bit about what's next. As a baseball player or someone that plays any sport, or even if you're talking about academics, I think we can all agree that we are at our best when we are trying to achieve something. We have something in mind that we're striving for, that we want to accomplish. But I also think it's important to focus on what happens after you accomplish this goal, okay? I'll give you an example of keeping in mind, of keeping focused on what comes next. As a junior college recruiting coordinator, there was a time when I saw this one particular player playing in the summer, and he was playing shortstop and catching for his summer team, and I liked him. I saw him play quite a few times in a particular week, and I liked him and offered him a scholarship, and he accepted. I thought he was going to be a really good defender, thought he was going to have a chance to hit enough to help us, and thought we could, work with some things offensively to help him to be a really good player for us. So the following spring rolls around, and our team is playing a game, and one of the assistants comes up and says, "Hey, there's a kid in the stands here to see us. Do you know who that is?" And I looked in the stands, and I was like, "Nah, I don't know who it is, but I'll go talk to him." I was the recruiting coordinator, so I said, "I'll go talk to him and, find out who it is." So as I'm about to say hello to this kid, I realize that it's the shortstop that I signed the previous summer. Well, why didn't I recognize him? Well, he was wearing a tight t-shirt, and he put on probably 25 pounds of bad weight. A lot of it was in kind of the midsection. And it looked like he just hadn't done anything since we got him committed. So I was kind of embarrassed by it. The other coaches were kind of giving me, heckling me a little bit about, like, this is the infielder that you signed, huh? And I talked to him after the game and just said, "Look, I don't know what you've been doing, but it doesn't look like you've been doing much since you committed." I said, "You saw the players in the field today. You saw that we've got Division I, Division II, and pro guys all over this field. This is who your competition is going to be next year. I hope you don't think that just because you signed a scholarship, you're going to come in here and have automatic playing time. You've got to earn it. And the way you're looking right now, it doesn't look like you're in any kind of shape to come in here and play." And I think that really struck a nerve with him. We kind of talked about your body composition's got to change. You've got to spend time. You've got to start eating better. You've got to get in the weight room, and you got to take off some of this bad weight and put on the good weight. You've got to show up here in the best shape you've ever been in, not just in the weight room, but on the baseball field, or else you're not going to play as much as you think you're going to play. And that usually is a rude awakening for guys when something like that happens. So I hope you'll take an opportunity to learn from this particular situation. And I'll tell you that I don't know how much my conversation, whether it was my conversation with him or something else happened, but that player ended up having a very good junior college career. He went to a very good Division II program and had an excellent career there, and went on to play pro ball for a couple years. So it worked out for him. It worked out for him in the long run. But I think that the lesson there is when you only have one goal in mind and you don't have something beyond this one goal, there is the chance to become complacent when you reach the goal. If your goal is to get a college scholarship and that's all you kind of have in your mind, you don't have anything beyond that you want to achieve or that you're striving for, sometimes you can get offered that college scholarship and you accept, and then we've all seen it, coaches, that a guy will kind of regress at that point, or again, the body won't be in as good a shape, or they won't be working as hard to achieve things, and maybe they'll have a bad year on the field, or maybe their body will break down because they don't take as good a care of themselves, or whatever it may be. But I think it's important to have in mind the next thing that you want to accomplish after what you're going for right now. So if your goal is a college scholarship, why not have a goal of what you want to achieve as a freshman in college and what you want to achieve as a sophomore? Maybe you want to play in half or you want to start half or 2/3 of your games as a freshman, and you want to be an everyday guy as a sophomore. Maybe you have a goal like that. If you're in the middle of a playing season and maybe your goal is to hit 350, and you would say, "Well, coach, what can my goal be, beyond hitting 350 or have an ERA of, under 2.5? Well, you might just want to break that goal down a little more and have that be a longer term goal, and then have another goal of what you want to achieve today. What do you want to achieve from day to day in practice, and what do you want to achieve day to day in a game? Maybe as a hitter, you want to have a certain quality at bat average, or if you're going to have 5 plate appearances today, your goal is to have 3 quality at bats. Maybe as a pitcher, you want to have all of your innings be 15 pitches or less, or you want to throw 60% strikes or more, or whatever it may be. I think it's important to have a goal for the short term and have a longer term goal. The longer term goal isn't something that you can necessarily accomplish today. The longer term goal has got to be something that is going to be achieved over a long period of time. So as a as a player today, maybe your goal is to make the freshman or make the JV team as a freshman, or maybe it's to make the varsity team as a sophomore. Maybe it's to start. Maybe it's to, again, hit a certain batting average or whatever it is. But those types of things are achieved over a longer period of time. But even if it is to make a team, I think you can set a goal beyond that, because once you make the team, what's next? Okay, so if the short-term goal is to work as hard as you can every day, be the best player you can be the best teammate you can be, take good quality reps with whatever you're doing that day in practice, and then longer-term goal is to make that team. Well, as that time approaches, when you're going to be told whether or not you made the team, once you make it, if you don't have anything said at that time, you've immediately got to move on. Okay, you can celebrate that victory for a short period of time. If it's making a team, maybe it's a day or two. If it's a college scholarship, maybe you do celebrate that for a week or whatever with your family and friends. But then immediately you've got to start thinking about what you want to accomplish next, and you've got to start striving for that to make sure that you don't fall into the trap of regressing because you've reached one goal and then your mind sort of feels like you've made it, you've achieved it, you've gotten there, and then you relax. And the second you relax, someone else is going to pass you up. Just a quick word of advice here today from Figured Out Baseball. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. I'll attach some links to some other goals or other videos that talk about goal setting and talk about how you can keep your mind right during these types of processes. I'll attach that in the text here with this video. Happy hump day, everybody, from Figured Out Baseball.